Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another cast. Guys, today I have an epic game for my viewers, a Beyond All Reason game. It is it looks like a 7v7 on a map called Supreme Strait. Let me tell you a little bit about this map before we jump into it. This map is based on a Forged Alliance map called Seaton's Clutch. And Seaton's Clutch is by far the most popular Forged Alliance map ever made, and most of the big team games happen on that map. So if you're interested in seeing like what a Forged Alliance game on that map looks like, go ahead and look up Guilecast on YouTube. He does the best casts of Forged Alliance games ever. That's Gyle cast. I'll put it in the description. But anyway, this map in Forged Alliance always provides a lot of entertainment, a lot of really epic battles, a lot of really interesting strategies and crazy tactics and all kinds of chaos. And and let me explain a little bit why before we jump into the game here. You have the two land masses, the landmass here in the southwest and the landmass in the northeast. And then you have the two pawns. Now, what makes this map interesting is that there is always a battle over this middle bridge. So this is going to be a point of contention throughout the game, because obviously if one team can just walk across the bridge, they can win the game that way. So there's always a lot of action in the middle. However, the pawns are also a big source of contention because if you can control the pond, then obviously you can send units, or you can send amphibious units through the water, or you can use transports to ferry units through the water, or hovercrafts, or you can just shell your opponents from the shoreline. As you can see, the players are pretty close to the shoreline, so getting boats to the shore, you can shell their economy, as we saw in the last game I casted in Escalation. Those warlords causing havoc on the shoreline. And so the way these maps generally play out is that there's three major battlefields. There's the North Pond, the South Pond, and the main land bridge. And these are all extremely important. Generally, if one team controls both ponds, they will win because it is so important to hold these. But usually that's not how it plays out. Usually one team devotes their resources to one pond, and then another team devotes it to the other pond. And ultimately what happens in the end is that it's a very close game. Air is also very important on this map because air doesn't care about anything. It doesn't care about the water or the land. So with that in mind, guys, I know this is going to be an epic game. Strap yourself in. Let's get into it. Already here in the middle, we have two players duking it out with lasers. Meister here, our dark green armed commander, needs to be a little bit careful. He's already in trouble, and he may make it out with 22% life. So a pretty close engagement there. Very close. But I think he will just survive with 5% health. What a warrior. This man loves to live dangerously. I didn't get to introduce the players. Guys, take a look at the scoreboard here in the bottom right. You can read the players. I don't think any of these guys are like super well known. They are all pretty well ranked, but none of them are like professionals or tournament winners. But if you are interested, I'm not going to waste time on that when you can just read it. We'll simply jump into the action, and the action is already happening as our light green player and our maroon player fighting for the middle here, with yellow coming in with quite a few what are they called, pawns in this game. These are peewees from Total Annihilation. But yeah, already tons of fighting happening in the middle. A complete an utter clown fiesta, as I told you there would be, because that's always how this map is. Now, one thing that's really interesting, Forged Alliance, so any of my viewers who don't know this, Forged Alliance is the spiritual sequel to Total Annihilation. Beyond All Reason is based on Total Annihilation. Forged Alliance was basically Total Annihilation 2, but Chris Taylor could not get the rights to the original game, and so he made a new IP called Supreme Commander. Forged Alliance was the expansion to that, and the rest is history. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pawns here a little bit. Bright Pink is building a lot of dolphins, the fast attack corvette, and here in the northern pawn, our orange player is also building a lot of dolphins, but our bright green, our neon green player, he's building his own ships. And there are some bombers flying overhead here for purple. And let's see what these bombers can get done. There is a Geo there that would be a nice target, but purple will fly over that. Maybe he didn't do enough scouting. I'm not sure exactly what purple is aiming for here, as his bombers have gone very far across the map. Maybe he's going for the white player. He will indeed go for this player and kill, you know, some wind generators. That was a nice first pass, moving over the pink player as well, and getting some damage done. So I would say that was fairly successful by purple. 4 bombers, and he got plenty of economic damage done, and still going. He's going to take out quite a few metal makers in that pass, and very well done by purple. So 4 bombers, well timed. The southern team was a little greedy. They didn't have any air defense, and so he was able to do a bombing run pretty much unmolested and get a lot of damage done. But here in the middle, again, plenty of carnage already happening on both sides. The long-range artillery units being spammed at the top. A battle for the sea. It does seem like orange has a slightly superior force here. But can green hold this off? He's doing what he can, but there is quite a few corvettes here. And these corvettes being very annoying. They do take out the shipyard. That will stop Neon Green's production. He cannot build any more ships. However, he does have 3 assault frigates still alive. So, guys, there is a sort of pecking order in the bar ship hierarchy. It starts with the light gunboat. That is the equivalent to the scout in the first game, like the Skeeter. And then, hang on a second. I guess only ARM gets the fast assault corvette. That's a little strange. It doesn't seem like Core gets an equivalent to the fast assault corvette. But anyways, it's the fast assault corvette. Then it's the assault frigate. That's the next step up from the fast assault corvette. And then you have the oppressor, the destroyer, and of course submarines are good against everything in the water because they have torpedoes. But orange back with more fast assault corvettes, and poor green has just rebuilt his shipyard, but not in time. This is a sort of a disaster for our neon green player, as orange taking control of the sea, and if he's not careful, he will lose his commander. Guys, you can't use the D-gun in the water. And I think... Okay, I was about to say I think Neon Green going to be the first player to lose his commander in this game. But no, he smartly moves his commander under the sea so that he does not get shelled to death. by those assault frigates, or the fast assault corvettes. However, Orange is already bringing reclamation submarines to reclaim this. Neon Green is in a lot of trouble, but hold that thought because our red player is sending in a raiding party of his own. A nice squad of scout hovercrafts to try to get as much economic damage done as possible. Doing his best here. Honestly, that didn't accomplish too much. That wasn't... it wasn't as bad as it certainly could have been. But here in the South Pond, Pink is in a very similar position to Orange, and he is taking control. And all that we have left for our bright, our light purple color, he's just building these shark's teeth. He's building, he's doing tower defense here. He's building walls and just trying to hold on for dear life because the southern team will need to keep this pond alive if they want a shot at hanging on in this game. But the battle in mid continues to rage as both sides doing their best to hang on. Seems like purple sent some more bombers. However, the southern team was prepared this time, and now they've got screens of fighters. Once again, Neon Green in super trouble. There's just not much he can do with his commander, and it surprises me that Orange has not sent something with torpedoes to just kill his commander. He's now got these destroyers moving in. Destroyers do have depth charges. So maybe he can finally kill Green's commander and get him out of the sea so that he can totally take control of this pond and be an absolute legend for the southern team. Yeah, as you can see, Bright Green in a lot of trouble, and I don't think he's going to get away this time. I don't think he can finagle this situation any more than he already has. He's already lived much longer than he had any right to. But with that, Orange is now in control of the northern pond completely. And let's take a look at what's happening in middle. It seems like the northern team, they have taken the center. They have pushed the southern team all the way back to the entrance of the land bridge. But hold that thought because we have Brown, the Brown Corps commander. He is waiting just off the shore here. And I think he's going to do something a little bit sneaky here with his comm. There's just very little defense in Dark Green's base. Oh no. Tiny Legs moving in with his commander and being an absolute nuisance. He deguns a Moho mine. This will cause a chain reaction. All of the all the metal makers will go up in flames. And the northern team clearly panicking here because they have nothing in the area to stop this hero commander. He's just degunning everything. This is absolutely disgusting. This should not be allowed. Someone please ban this guy. This is unbelievable. Oh my god, he's inflicted so much damage. It doesn't even matter if he dies now. He's already done so much harm. Dark Green's entire economy in complete shambles now. This is so funny. And the northern team desperately trying to react as Brown. He will, I think, finally bite the dust, but god, he has been such a nuisance. And all that Blue's commander, Mr. Twitch TV Naughty Toast, can do is simply watch as his friend's base has been utterly decimated. And now, poor Meister, poor Dark Green, he has no eco left. All he has is just these few defenses at the front line. But basically, his entire base is now gone. I don't know who the neon blue player is here, Mr. Twitch TV. All I know is that I don't like people that put their Twitch TV in their name. I just think it's really kind of cringy and tacky, and it's like no one gives a shit about your Twitch TV stream. I know I shouldn't be saying that, right? Because he's just trying to make content, guys. He's just trying to increase visibility of the game. I shouldn't be so harsh, but hold that thought, because Mr. Twitch TV down here has built a little satellite base, a beachfront, if you will. A beachfront base, and oh my god, the southern team doesn't know. They have no idea what is going on. Mr. Twitch TV down here, he's got, oh my god, they have no idea. The southern team has no idea that Bright Blue has built this base down here and is slowly creating an army that will move into the southern peninsula. Oh, this is so funny. They have no idea. He does have this jamming device. This will stop them from seeing it on radar, but I am a little bit surprised that this is happening. But in the southern pawn, there is also a battle for the control. The northern pawn already owned by Orange, as I mentioned earlier. Orange has taken control of this, and so the southern pawn is now where the sea battle is occurring, and all of these submarines will force Pink to retreat. Submarines are quite powerful, especially at the T1 phase. They are immune to a ton of the weapons of the ships. The frigates and the corvettes can't even target them at all because they have no depth charges or torpedoes. But guys, the story of the game right now is happening right here, as Naughty Toasts, being quite naughty indeed, building this secret army of brutes. And finally, so here's the thing, as he moves these into the southern island, this is going to alert them to the fact that a deception has been occurring all this time. Oh my goodness, what a freaking disaster. I can't believe this worked. How clever can you be? White immediately responding with some paralyzer drones. And this will stop this in its tracks, I think, at least for now. Maybe Blue should have included at least a couple anti-air vehicles in the mix, just in case this happened. But you can't really expect it. It was weird that White just had those waiting around for this particular opportunity. But like I said, the ruse has been discovered. Dark Blue is now... He is now no longer doing this in secret, as I'm sure the southern team is going to know. Full Metal Jacket, our light pink player, bringing in the D-gun to try to stop this. But if nothing else, Dark Blue is causing complete chaos and keeping the southern team busy. He's being very annoying, I'm sure, for the southern team. But here in the sea, we have action as well. Our light purple player, with all these submarines, he has made it all the way to the southern pond, to the edge of the southern pond. And now, poor Pink, his entire base is gone. Everything he had was killed either by Mr. Twitch TV or by Light Purple's submarines. All he has left in the world is his poor commander. But now our Our first team is reacting. They're sending quite a few pawns. They've got to kill this inland base. They cannot allow this to stay and spread like a cancer. This is just too annoying to deal with. But oh my god, it survives. They can't kill it. Purple bringing some oppressors here, some destroyers off the shoreline. And this will keep him in the game. Dark Blue playing tower defense here. He's building some defenses. He's just going to try to hold this position as long as possible. And his team is supporting him. Purple with 3 destroyers on the shoreline. These will cause some carnage. And now pushing out again. Oh my god, this is such a problem. They can't deal with it. This is so funny. How is he allowed to just be on their island and just do this? Poor Pink. I have to say, I feel so sorry for this guy. He has nothing left. Everything he once owned has been destroyed. He's been kicked out of the sea. He's been kicked off the land. I think if I were Bright Pink, I would just send my commander over here and try to get as much damage as I could do. Try to kill as much as I could and leave the game in shame. You know, one last hoorah. Perhaps that's what he's going to do now. Neon Pink realizing that his time in this game is nearly over. He has been dishonored. He's been shamed. He has been beaten both on the land and in the sea. He's been utterly destroyed in every sense of the word. And the only thing left is to destroy his body and leave this miserable mortal coil. There's just not much left for him to do. I think at this point he's more of a hindrance to his team, taking up valuable resources that they would rather have for themselves. But hold that thought, because Purple now sending down some fighters, some air support for this epic land push of Mr. Twitch TV that is doing quite well. I can't believe this is working. How in God's name is this allowed to happen? How does this actually... I'm speechless, guys. I'm a caster and I don't know what to say. Pink continuing to run here, but again... there's not much left for this player to do. His resources would be better used by his teammates. Yeah, I think this poor guy, you've got to feel sorry. But now, Brown bringing down an army of, what are they called? Hounds? They're called Fidos in TA, they are called Hounds in Bar. The Mortar Skirmish K-Bot. And certainly this must be enough. This combined force of Hounds and Paralyzer drones has to be enough to finally kick Mr. Twitch TV off the island. There's no way in heaven or hell that he gets to stay here. This cannot be allowed. However, his teammate is bringing in those destroyers. There's a lot of defenses. Oh my god, dude. What the hell? I don't think they're going to break it, even with all these hounds. His teammates are saving him. Blue's teammates are actually contributing to the defense effort here and keeping the dream alive. Purple now bringing in some Paralyzer drones. Guys, this is the kind of teamwork you need in a bar game. This is epic. This is just a treat to watch when a good plan comes together and your team all helps one another. They're not just playing their own game, they're actually contributing to the greater cause. You know, light purple with his naval superiority, shelling off the shoreline, and dark purple bringing in that air support desperately needed to keep blue on the island. And guys, let me explain this to you, because the situation is not unheard of. It's a little harder to do in a FAF game, but it can be done. Poor, oh my god. Poor Neon Pink just doesn't know what to do anymore. He's so emotionally destroyed at this point. He's dead inside. He's like, I have nothing left. And yellow sending in all the pawns. But once again, he's just feeding blue metal. But as I said, even if blue is not ultimately accomplishing anything game-ending by holding this port here, he is wasting so much of the southern team's time. They have spent so much time and energy attempting to take this that it has just been a needle in their or a thorn in their side. But hold that thought. Here in the northern pond, the north team has decided we are not just going to concede the sea to you tyrants. Orange, you cannot just have the sea for free, so they will send in some pelicans or platypus to try and take back their naval homes. Will it be enough? It doesn't seem like that was quite enough. I really appreciate that that purple here is trying to take back the sea, but he's going to need something a little more sizable than that. Hold that thought though, because light purple bringing a battleship into the fray, contribute to the war effort. Neon Pink doing his best. He's rebuilt some eco. He's got some wind generators, using his D-gun here. And he's going to attempt, once again, to regain his honor and dignity that has been lost when his entire base in the land and sea were so unceremoniously taken from him. Such a cruel, cruel way. Very cruel. And now another army of hounds will make it to the front lines. They will make it to this this beachfront invasion of Mr. Twitch TV. But it won't be enough. They always have just enough to hold on. And this has to be so annoying. The southern team sort of at their wits' end. Again, they've pumped so many resources into trying to deal with this, and they cannot. They just can't stop it. Purple here with a few torpedo bombers, or excuse me, T2 bombers, not torpedo bombers. But now these battleships have made it to the coastline, and Neon Pink will be forced to retreat once again in shame, as the northern team just seems to make this stranglehold on the island more and more heavy by the day, or more intense. In the northern pond, however, dark purple is attempting again with an army of Cayman to try and take the sea back out of the stranglehold that orange has had for the past I don't know, 10-15 minutes. But it's not enough. It's still not enough. These destroyers will be more than enough to hold this off. So, a nice attempt, but I do think Team 2 will need something a little bit more substantial if they want to get their northern sea back. However, the biggest story of the game is what is happening down here as these battleships now shell the shoreline, and as Blue continues to secure his hold, it's looking more and more like the southern team just has no answer. There's nothing they can do to stop this cancer from spreading, this hapless catastrophe, this disease. How can the rot be allowed to spread in such a way? It is inhumane. It is unacceptable. But now our first epoch on the field, as Orange has built this flagship and is going to use it to bruise and batter Purple out of the sea here. He does not like his sea being contaminated with plebs, and that is exactly what it is right now. It is contaminated with plebs, and this epoch does not allow pleb behavior. But in the south, Team 1 continuing to try and push back the cancer, and they're just not doing a great job. Again, the teamwork has been amazing. Holding this little foothold on the southern team's island, and Neon Pink doesn't know what to do. He's barely got any resources. He's doing what he can, I guess. And Full Metal Jacket, our light pink player, he's building quite a few snipers to try to deal with this. But now, the epoch making it to the shoreline. It seemed like light green had a lot of tremors here, and perhaps they were about to break this position. It's quite a defensible position. But unfortunately, their timing was just too late, as Orange with these epochs is going to be an absolute menace to society, as these will shell the shoreline and force the northern team probably to retreat out of the center there, unless they can find some way to fight back. But it just feels like Orange has control of the sea here, and regardless of how much Dark Purple attempts to do, he just cannot get a foothold. Yeah, this is a problem. These tremors being shelled from the shore, being shelled by some vanguards, the T3 heavy artillery bot. Guys, I'm sorry I haven't been showing more of the middle battle. It's sort of trench warfare. If you've ever read anything about World War I, you sort of know what that's about. There's a lot of explosions happening, but not much really being done. Both sides have dug their trenches and are continuing to shell each other into oblivion. But there's just not much forward momentum on either side. However, Orange now with 3 mega battleships, or flagships as they're called. Maybe these can make the difference. Here in the south, light pink clearly angry. He's pinging the living crap out of Blue's base. And Blue's base continues to get more and more terrifying by the moment. Light pink pinging and saying, someone show us what's going on. We have to deal with this. We cannot just let this this problem spiral out of control. And spiral out of control it truly has. This is very problematic. But the southern team has not given up yet. They're sending waves and waves of fleas to try and at least get some scouting information. But if they could see what was happening, they would see that blue is building a T3 gantry. And that is going to be a problem. However, here in the north, the battle continues to rage. Purple now bringing in some torpedo bombers as well. Doing what they can. They cannot let these flagships simply shell the middle like that. So these torpedo bombers will at least push Orange back, and they have to push him back. They cannot let him just take control. This is pretty funny because again, like I said at the beginning of the cast, the teams that control the pond generally have a huge advantage, and you can already see that. The northern pond, these flagships, a huge problem. They're shelling the shoreline, and if left alone, they would eventually kill all of this. But here in the southern pond, it's just the opposite story. Hold that thought as we have some crows moving in here. The crow, the core, essentially T3 gunship. These are the flying fortress. These will move in and cause all kinds of carnage. And even though there is some decent air defense here, the crows have enough health to survive Doomsday. And these are finally doing what waves and waves of hounds could not. However, it isn't quite enough. There's a nice air battle happening. Both teams bringing in the air support to try and win this battle. However, they may have inflicted critical damage here. Most of the defenses are gone. There's a lot of pawns being moved in. Some more crows as well. Man, will the southern team finally break this stranglehold on their island? Time will tell. But here in the north, the battle continuing to rage as the torpedo bombers fly in, trying to kill the epochs, doing their damnedest. But these things have a literal mountain's worth of health. And now the cataphracts, the laser hover tanks, making it into the fray, making it to the front line of the naval battle. Oh my god, finally the southern team will make it down to Mr. Twitch TV's base, and they will finally push him off the island. It took everything they had, and they invested so much time doing this. Now guys, imagine if instead of spending all those resources trying to get blue off their island, they had devoted it to, say, taking the middle, or taking control of the southern pond. Even though ultimately blue was kicked off, it just caused such a problem for the southern team. I take back what I say about Naughty Toast. He is truly a Giga Chad. That was pretty epic. That was pretty fun to watch. And speaking of fun to watch, here in the northern pond, the battle continues to rage as these heavy hover tanks will make their way westward. But the problem is the flagships outrange these things. They have a ton of health. And obviously they do decent damage, the hover tanks, but oh my god, I missed something in the middle. I do apologize. It seemed like Oh, okay, so what happened was a Krogoth did walk here, and Red was ready with his D-gun, so a Krogoth has been killed. Guys, there is a lot of action happening all over the map now. It is going to be incredibly difficult to keep up with all of it, but I will certainly try. That is what I'm being paid for after all. So I must keep you apprised of the action if I can. A lot of craziness happening. The middle, just one big cluster of corpses and explosions and other various chicanery. But again, these heavy laser hover tanks are impressive, and they are keeping Orange back, and I think that's all the Northern team is really trying to do here. They're sending out a steady stream of hover tanks. They're coming all the way from over here. What the hell? Look how far these have to go. This is so funny. Excuse me, my voice is gone. This is so funny. It's just this production line of heavy hover tanks, and they know that they cannot kill this force. These hover tanks have no chance of killing these flagships. The flagships simply outrange them, and they can kite them forever. But it's keeping Orange busy, and that's all they care about. They can't let these flagships come here to the shoreline and shell all of this. The flagships would quickly take care of the defensive line if allowed to. So the Northern team has a very interesting solution. We'll just keep sending hover tanks to keep these busy so that we can play the game. Of course, Light Purple still has control of the sea here. He's got a couple flagships of his own. Get rid of my scribbling. But yeah, the middle, all the carnage in the world, all of the action you could ever ask for, and yet nothing is really happening. Dark Purple now with his own flagship. It seems like Light Blue has bought enough time for Purple to get back into the sea. He has rebuilt his shipyard and is now pumping out some long-range battle submarines. The Kraken, true to their name, a beast in the sea, and it'll be quite epic to see, to observe what happens there. Orange, I'm sure, very frustrated that he's just stuck in this tiny corner. They can't possibly kill his force with what they have, but they're just keeping him busy enough to allow their team to make progress at other areas of the map. However, White with another army flying fortresses, the Crows will go to work on these battleships. And it's not as though Light Purple has no air defense. He does have air defense. But the Crows are just very impressively armored. However, bringing in the advanced fighters as well, there will be another aerial skirmish. So he does manage to take out one flagship, but nothing more. As nice teamwork with Dark Purple bringing in his fighters. Try to keep the dream alive in the southern pawn there. And once again, this has got to be so annoying for Orange. He has the superior navy by far. He's got the strongest navy in the game. 8 flagships. Just an absolute monster of a naval force. This is the British fleet here. World War II. Absolutely uncontested. At least until the American fleet made its appearance. But yeah, this fleet is the strongest. But they are just keeping them busy. They're not even consolidating their forces. They're not interested in killing Orange. They just want to keep them busy so that they can bring their own ships to shell the Southern team. And it's working. They are making headway slowly. They are breaking the defensive line. It's taking a while. There's a ton of annihilators here. Pulsars. And some shields, but they are breaking through. I mean, it's working. But hold that thought, because in the meantime, our dark green player did try to bring some marauders in through the sea, but again, Orange was prepared. Orange is really in no danger of dying. He's got a very strong army, but the northern team just not letting him participate in the game, forcing him into a corner while they continue to put pressure on the mid. Yellow bringing in an impressive number of starlights here to try and hold on as long as they can. Like I said, the northern team is slowly, I think, breaking through here. But the southern team isn't just going to roll over and die for them either. We'll zoom out a little bit. Maybe more of a bird's eye view of the action. The hover tanks now moving into the southern corner of the map. And this will secure the northern team's grasp on this pond. But hold that thought, because the Krakens have made it to Orange's fleet. And in fairness, Orange does not have a lot of sub-defense here. However, he's building some Serpents. The Serpent is the arm, or the arm equivalent to the Kraken, a long-range battle submarine. So Orange quickly able to counter this army. He's not just going to let his whole fleet of flagships die without recourse. But man, this game is incredible. This has just been such a back and forth clown fiesta. Light pink moving through with a huge army of Thors. 6 Thors. Guys, these are not cheap. These are very expensive units. Let me turn the sound down a little. I don't want to deafen you. But even these Thors struggling, as Fireman will bring his commander in range to get a nice D-gun on 2 of them. And these Thors ultimately will not accomplish that much. That was like countless hundreds of thousands or millions of metal spent on an army that really accomplished very little. However, Red has his own army of Titans here, but it will be difficult to make much headway as the sub-battle continuing to rage in the northern pond. And these Kraken are annoying, but Orange does have counters. He will eventually stop this. And can these Banthas, or these Titans, kill the Black Hydra? It does seem like they have enough damage. That will finally die. Here in the southern pond, however, Our dark green player attempting another marauder attack, an amphibious invasion. Oh man. And the marauders mixed with the cataphracts of light blue. This could be a kind of a game-ending force. The southern team is in trouble. This is an impressive army. Massive number of cataphracts and marauders moving in to their base. How much damage can they get done? Now there isn't a lot of air defense here. These crows will have free reign of this battle unless they bring in some fighters. But the marauders doing what they are built for and marauding into Red's base. It will take out some decent eco. They will get a fusion, I think, before finally dying. However, the cataphracts may not get much else accomplished, as the southern team building the lunkheads, which is the, I think, the arm equivalent to the cataphract. And so ultimately, it was a nice engagement. They did get some eco out of Red, but they also left a huge pile of corpses. In the meantime, Red has sent his Titans north. And Titans are, of course, amphibious. And so they're going to just avoid all of these defenses completely. And just maybe attempt to go through the northern passage here. Just make landfall in a place where there are no defenses. Guys, this game has just been incredible. Very back and forth. However, the northern team has finally broken through. I think they have finally broken the defensive line, and they have found an entrance, and this is a huge, huge problem now. As if there are no defenses here, they will just be simply able to walk their forces into this area of Yellow's base. I'd really like to see Light Blue move his juggernauts down there. There's not much left to stop him here. But maybe Light Blue is busy doing something else at the moment. There is so much going on. It's sort of impossible to say what is going through any individual player's mind at the moment. The northern team attempting to stop these Titans from making landfall. We do not want that that threat to manifest itself in the game. So they are defending it pretty well. And the southern team attempting to close off this gap as best they can. We do not want to let the northern team just walk in and destroy all of their eco. But man, that is a lot of juggernauts. That is an impressive amount of game-ending T3 units. Any one of them in a normal game could end it by themselves. But Orange has slowly taken back control of the sea here. He's got you know, roving bands of subs now, and I'd like to see him move those flagships perhaps back into range of the northern team's defenses. However, hold that thought, because we have a Calamity here. Guys, this is a treat. The Calamity is an extremely expensive It's the most expensive, I think, single building in the game. The rapid fire long range plasma cannon. And I think this is going to end whatever defenses the southern team had left. They will slowly be overwhelmed with barrages, with endless fire, endless plasma shells. That is going to slowly crush them, I think. And even the shells that get deflected will ultimately still fly into their base and cause all kinds of havoc and carnage. Those two fusions going up into smoke, going up into flame. Yeah, this is a huge problem. Orange finally moving his flagships back into the fray. They have kept him busy for the past 30 minutes. It's unbelievable how well the northern team has done. They have a second Calamity here, so they actually have two rapid-fire long-range plasma cannons shelling the southern team's base, and as you can see, it is all being decimated. It is all being destroyed. The defenses have barely held for a long time, but now with two Calamities and these juggernauts moving through, southern team is in serious trouble. I don't know if they have enough. I don't know if they have enough to stop this attack anymore. All the defenses are gone. All they have left are just units. Just whatever units they can produce to defend, as the Calamities continuing to create swaths of destruction. Red's base is gone. He has left the game. Right there, he says, F this. This is BS. My team let me down. And maybe they did. It's hard to say. Red has left. White has taken control of his units. And we are in very apocalyptic kind of scenario for the southern team now, as their defenses have been destroyed, and there's very little left to stop these T3 armies from just walking in. A huge conglomeration of fighters flying overhead, but they will be helpless to actually contribute anything to the battle, as they only have anti-air capability, and they cannot actually stop the northern team from simply walking in with all these juggernauts. However, there are some Thors. Juggernauts are dying here. My FPS is finally dying. Is this battle continuing to rage, and the southern team doing everything they can to hang on, but ultimately I just think they are eventually going to get overrun, as the rapid fire plasma cannons now taking out most of Orange's base. We did miss the chain reaction. A single Marauder now making it through the north, and as you can see, the northern team has almost no defense here. If Orange had tried this a little bit earlier, if he had just built some Marauders a little earlier, like an army of these, think how much damage he could do. This one guy, this one Marauder, already, I don't know how many kills it had. It probably had, you know, 30 or more kills by itself. But the Orange has been very passive this game and just trying to hold on to the sea there. Not really using these flagships as well as I would have liked for him to. And the southern team just a little bit in shambles now. Orange does still have control of the northern pawn, but These Vulcans continuing to shell away at what's left of his base. And now another attack of Marauders will make it into Light Pink's base. Will cause a chain reaction here. All he's got to do is get one of these Moho Metal Makers and it will explode everything. And he's so close, but he can't quite do it. He can't quite get the chain reaction he needs to take out basically all of Light Pink's base. He was very close. He was very close. He just needs to kill one of these, and it will destroy everything. All of it will go up in smoke. I think all the advanced fusions, and then that will cause a chain reaction into Yellow's base as well. All of it will go to hell in a handbasket together. Orange finally bringing his flagships to the coast. And it may be enough to even kill the Calamity, but it's just too little too late. You know, at some point he had 8 of these flagships and he could have easily held on to the middle for his team, but he was just getting pushed back. And then when he took control of the sea, finally he just was a little too slow to take advantage. So this Calamity will eventually die, but again, is it too little too late? I can't see how the northern team is going to make it back into this game. And this game has been, or excuse me, I can't see how the southern team is going to make it back. But it has been such an epic game. It has been so back and forth. I could not have told you who was going to win, but oh my god, look at this. 1,000,000 construction planes flying in to now build some Calamities. I don't think I've ever seen a Calamity built this quickly. Look how fast. He's building it like as quickly as you would build a nano turret. I mean, it's crazy how fast this thing is so expensive. It literally takes forever to build. And he built this whole thing in like 2 seconds. He can just throw those up. His economy is actually insane right now. And now this Calamity is going to start crushing the defenses. Oh my god. What a disaster. What a disaster, this one Calamity. We're trying to build a second one. However, all the construction aircraft will go up in flames. It was a nice idea, but they I think went a little bit too far with it. I could have just built the second Calamity close to the first one. It does seem like it's in range. Oh my god, look at this. Oh no, it's so close to just all going up in flames. One well-placed shell. There it goes. Oh my god. Okay, it doesn't quite cause the chain reaction that I thought. It didn't kill everything, but it doesn't matter. It's already causing so much carnage. And the southern team desperately trying to kill this. It's already got 300 kills! This Calamity already has 300 kills in the 2 minutes it's been alive. And the southern team has to kill this. It has to die. This cannot be allowed to persist. But my god, it has so much health. 30,000 health. They're really struggling to kill it. All these gunships coming in, however, the Aerostorms, the anti-airships will make it to try and defend, but no, they will finally kill that thing. But it's already done a lot of damage. It's already inflicted incredible punishment. And Orange's once proud navy has been reduced in number down to just a few epochs. And quite a few resurrection subs, but that's not really going to help the northern team. Or, excuse me, it's not going to help, Team 1 to come back into this game. It's just a little bit too late. They held off Orange. Like, at some point, Orange was the strongest player in the game, by far. Like, those flagships could have just cleared out the whole middle. Like, just cleared out all of this. Could have been destroyed by the flagships. But Orange just never really got an opportunity to do it. And I have to say, the Southern team mounting an impressive defense here. Doing a good job of holding on. I mean, it's not over yet. It just feels like they're delaying the inevitable. I think something happened down here. It may have been a player. It may have been a nuke, but it may have just been a player tapping out, deciding that, you know, too little too late, as Light Pink's comm is AFK. He may have self-destructed his own things. I didn't see a nuke, so I assume he just kind of killed his own units and left the game. And even though there are some juggernauts left to aid the defense effort, it just doesn't seem like there's much of a chance anymore. Yeah, he's pumping out juggernauts pretty quickly. And that's the only thing keeping him in this game right now. I think Light Pink already gave up. White and Orange, the only two players left on the Southern team, holding on for dear life, doing what they can to stay in this epic game that has been going on now for over an hour. But even these flagships are slowly sinking as the torpedo bombers, they will fly in and slowly reduce the size of this force. Of course, the Calamity's shelling them as well. And there just isn't much left, I think, for the Southern team to do. Though I do have to give them props. They have done a great job of hanging in there. Look at these farms. Look at how expansive these bases are. Holy cow, look at this. This is just Eco Simulator. Holy freaking cow, this guy's just playing SimCity. Oh, look at all the air defense. Yeah, pretty impressive bases here. I mean, the game has gone... Oh, look at all the nukes. Okay. This is the game-winning move here. This is the next level play. Light Blue's going to build so many nukes. This is how he's going to win. He's just going to nuke poor White to death. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Oh, I think he has. I think a couple of nukes landed there. It's already happening. Doomsday has already arrived. There's not enough anti-nukes in the world to stop this the strategy from simply turning what's left of the Southern team's base into a nuclear wasteland, Mad Max kind of scenario. All of these things making nukes a little bit slowly. But the game may even end before he can fire them, as it seems like the Southern team has finally conceded, and with that, guys, the game will end. So thank you all my viewers for watching. What an epic game. I don't think I've ever casted a bar game that was quite this epic. or back and forth, and a lot of really interesting strategies. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next cast.